Hello YouTube, hope you're all keeping well out there. This is a quick video response video to David Retro Games Played Ever So Badly, and it's his question around what is your first or earliest video game memory. Now in terms of the memory, I was aware of video games anyway, through TV, possibly in town, going around friends, just generally hearing the bleeps and things from numerous systems. But in terms of one of the first memories I remember of actually playing a system, there's a toss-up between this memory and two others, which I might go into in another episode, and I think I have alluded to in another video on my channel. And I've alluded to this one, and this is for a microcomputer, so it was played at home, not in the arcade or anything like that. And I lived in a street, as many of us did, and two doors up was a friend, my friend Graham. And I remember knocking on his door as per usual, coming out to play, blah, 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 what are you up to? Sort of early 80s, 85 maybe, 84. But this system came out in 1984. And basically, I went into his house and went into his front room, and his dad was in there twiddling his joystick, which I hadn't really seen like that before. This system, a joystick, being used, the computer lied down on the floor with a cassette deck next to it, and there he was playing this thing on a TV screen, and I was just like, what's going on here? You know, he's actually controlling stuff on the screen, and you know, I was really keen to have a go. And it was one of those where I went up early in the morning, just stayed up there all day, so it must have been like a weekend or a school holiday or something, and having lunch up there. Possibly, I used to have cheese on crumpets. I remember having quite a lot of Graham's with a bit of ketchup spread on them. Beautiful. But anyway, it was one of those where we sat in the front room and we're just there most hours and hours and hours, most of the day. His dad clearly liked gaming, and we were just passing the joystick. I think we were using a joystick, passing the joystick to each other. I don't think we were using the keyboard. I'm pretty sure it was the joystick. And it was on the Commodore 16 computer, and the game in question is Fire Ant. This is the only game I own for the Commodore 16 plus 4, and it will probably be the only game I own. I've got this as a kind of nostalgia ornament. Case is broken, but the 16 was released in, was it 1984? But I think Ken got it maybe a year or so after that. And yeah, I was just hooked. Just great memories of playing this game. The wonder of interacting with the TV in such a different way. You know, you weren't just watching it, you were actually participating in, you know, this character moving on the screen. And, you know, for anyone who wasn't around back then, it was kind of like a real magical moment. The first time of playing a game and moving a character, in this case, the Fire Ant, around this maze, a series of mazes, getting keys, avoiding the scorpions, and I think you got to rescue the queen ant. But I loved it, and that sort of solidified and planted the seed for some of the games I would get on my first microcomputer, the Spectrum 48K. And I loved those sort of games where you're just moving from room to room, collecting things, avoiding enemies, sort of very early platformers, action platformers, and going on, you know, adventures through certain dungeons, rooms, or whatever. Very, very simplistic in nature, these games. And yeah, that's my memory. And you know, just a memory of simpler times, you know, new technologies coming my way that I was discovering as a very young child. And just great memories of a good friend, Graham, who's I still keep in contact with now. I was picking his brains, seeing if he could remember anything more about this particular memory, but he just remembers the same as me, really. And yeah, good times with his dad, Ken, who sadly he's no longer with us, but it's, you know, it's about the memories, and you know, there's always going to be a place for those memories in my heart and mind with of Graham and Ken. Just playing back in those days. Carefree, playing all day long, going home, like I said, having lunch up there, going home for tea, ask him if I could come back up afterwards, and just playing all day on this thing. Just not getting fed up of it. I think there was other games, but I cannot remember what they were for the life of me. All I remember is Fire Ant. I'll leave a link in the description below to Dave's original video. I know other people have chimed in with comments, and I'm still to see them. They're in my to watch pile, and that's Retro Red Steve, Retro Import Games, that's James, UK Import Retro Gamer, James, and I think Geordie Slasher did one, but I think he's taking his videos down. He's having one of his moments again, I think. But I'll leave those links and any others I remember in the description below. Go and check them out, and obviously feel free to do a video response, and or let me know in the comments below what your first video game memories are. Did you play Fire Ant? Did you play the Commodore 16? Doesn't seem to get talked about too much, although maybe I'm just missing those channels. But there you go. Quick little video response. So everyone take care out there, stay safe, and cheers to Ken.